the principal of the school, Mrs. April Tanang, and to the teacher, the coordinator, Mrs. Mirawanga, Ms. Anna Taiseni, Mr. Rishati Torra, atu nawale nawaitu atu, rong naganam ni wasani subsiu, bawanaka mawawalam. Ms. Celine Guardian, Miss Vasiti Lesovoa, Miss Sharon Buraman, the primary school manager, teacher, Miss Rosaria Taumer, the secondary school manager, the guardians, the parents, the teachers, and of course, our young ones, members of the class 3, 4, and I believe year 5 too, according to my brief. Now, welcome once again to Fiji. You've been here 1 or 2 days already. Welcome to the State House. I believe your visit is a very short one, and I'd like to elaborate on the overview, the brief given to you by Mrs. Kitty, and just to remind you, I may be the president and head of state of our country, but in short, I am the chief servant of the nation. I'm here to serve the people of Fiji, and that's my mandate. And for the first time in the history of our country, under the new constitution, I was elected by Parliament some 4 years ago. My term was extended for another 3 years at the end of last year. So I'm counting the days. I've got about 2 years and about 3 months to go. There's a lot I want to do in that period. You're not the first school to come visiting this year. In fact, the third of the last couple of weeks, but the first overseas school. So you're creating history. Welcome, and so nice to see you all. I think, you've had some late nights since you arrived. I know what it's like, children, age of our young ones here, they need their sleep. You probably woke them up very early this morning to come to the State House. That's why I can see 1 or 2 yawning, and one is half asleep already. But I hope the kids will enjoy their stay. And I was going through your brief, and your visit is very important for your curriculum because of the fact that you're here to study the island of Ret'd, being a volcanic island, and how it has impacted on the vegetation, the fauna, the marine life, and the way of living here in Fiji. And not only that, to be exposed to some of the culture and traditions of our island nation. Like you, Fiji is a tiny dot in the Pacific. And for your information, I've been to Nauru once or twice already, not in my capacity as the head of state, but in my capacity as the Chancellor of the University of South Pacific. The last time I was there, I was invited by your government, or the previous government, to attend your 50th anniversary at the beginning of last year. So it's good to see you again. And I believe when I was there, I met some of the teachers who are on a voluntary scheme, and it's good to know that you're doing well. You're flying the flag up north, and I have no doubt that you're enjoying yourselves. Keep up the good work, and we certainly look forward to having you back when you've done your term. So once again, to the principal and the teachers, thank you for bringing your children to Fiji. I know it probably involved a lot of hard work in terms of fundraising. It's not cheap to come all the way from Nauru to Fiji and to bring about 30 students. So it's a good initiative, and I hope by the end of the day it'll pay off for these kids. Are you enjoying your stay in Fiji? Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'll offer you some not fatherly advice, some grandfatherly advice, because I'm a grandfather. I have 2 grandchildren about your age. So try hard in school. You know why? Because one day, one of you can be the president of Nauru. One day, you'll be teachers. One day, you'll be government officials. One day, you're the future of your little island nation, like our young ones in Fiji. So my advice to you is listen to your parents, and by all means listen to your teachers, and try your best. And I wish you well with your studies. When I was your age, I remember I went to school to play until I got to the secondary school, and I realized that there's a time to play and a time to work. So by all means, enjoy yourselves. But as you get older, you got to stop playing and start working. So I wish you well. I believe you've been to 1 or 2 of the villages. You've seen how your contemporaries, how the young Fijian children live their lives in the villages. Most of our children are here in the urban centers. Now we have a population which is larger than yours, but it doesn't mean that, we are any brighter or any better than you. We are all the same. It's how we utilize our time and how we make our choices that makes the difference. You're going through some very interesting times. Not too long ago, you had an election, so you have a new government in place. You have a new president. Baron Wanga, an old friend of mine, has been replaced. So when you get back, regards and best wishes to the new government. I wish them well during their tenure. We have a lot in common. And as we speak, our Prime Minister and some of your officials, I'm not too sure whether your presence in New York with him, but we've been talking about climate change. Climate change, you're too young to know the full story about climate change, but it will affect all of our lives as Pacific Islanders. More so in your case, Tuvalu and our friends further north, because of the fact that you're here to study our volcanic mountains. You can, it's not a good day. You can see we have some hills and mountains, unlike your island country. So we are more fortunate. When you're talking about climate change, we've got some hills to run up to. I've been to Tuvalu once or twice, and it's sad to see Tuvalu Kiribati when it's high spring tide, the tidal surge does a lot of damage to the island nations. So I hope that, when you grow up, these little ones of ours, you'll take up the fight. And let's continue to draw the attention of the world polluters, the fact that we live in one planet and we must look after it. So for the teachers, I hope that you will explain to the children the profound impact of climate change to those of us who live in the Pacific. One last thing, if I may. I have a number of hats as a president. I'm the champion for promoting healthy living. Why I'm saying that? Because Nauru and Fiji, we top the world in diabetes and high blood pressure because of the bad choices we make about our eating habits and our lifestyles. So please remember that. Teachers, parents, make sure you look after the young ones. If you eat, you must exercise and you must eat right. On my last day, my wife and I walked around your island. It was good fun. And I'm sorry, my wife is not here to to meet you ladies and talk to the children. But on that day, your commissioner of police, I'm not sure whether he's still a commissioner or not, he decided to come with us. So we took up his challenge and we walked. It took us about 1.5 hours. But hands up those who know the total distance around Nauru. Do you know, young man? How far is it? What's the total distance around Nauru Island if you go around Nauru? I'm sure you've been around Nauru so many times. Does anybody know? Just over 20 kilometers. It's a good morning exercise. For your information, my staff and I, in promoting healthy living, we try to do our 5 or 7 kilometers walk around. Last Friday, you see those hills up there? We were walking up and down the hills in the rain. Good fun. You listen to the birds, and there's no pollution up there. It was cloudy, it was foggy, so we were in the clouds, so to speak. So I'm telling you all this because when you grow up, make sure you eat well and you exercise so you can stay healthy. Our government spends too much money, in looking after our sick, money that can be better diverted to improving the schools and looking after other things in our lives. So on that note, once again on behalf of my staff, I'd like to thank you for choosing to come to the State House this morning. I certainly look forward to meeting all of you at some stage. I believe after this we're going to take a group photo and we've got some morning tea for you. I'll show you our new wellness center because we want to keep fit. We've got a very new gymnasium down there and a swimming pool. So every time we work out, we haven't been able to fully utilize the place, but you can have a look for yourself. And I have a team of tigers. Did you see? Tigers, eh? I hope so. But anyway, they'll tell you more about it. Who wants to be a tiger? Good. So you can come and join my team later on. Very good. Sahab Naka, thank you very much. But welcome once again. Enjoy your short stay in Fiji. Have a safe trip back and may God bless you all. Thank you.
On behalf of the principal of Nauru Primary School, we are indeed privileged this morning to be given this rare opportunity to visit your high office. The children and parents of NPS will cherish this memory forever. Once again to Bakar as a token of appreciation. I will invite Divine Makutu to present our gift to His Excellency.